Welcome to English Sounds. English Sounds is your go-to channel for improving English while feeding your mind with positivity and motivation. We focus on mindset growth, success stories, motivational podcasts, English listening practice. Our podcast episodes help you improve English fluency, understand real conversations, and get inspired all at once. Whether you're a student, a professional, or someone working on personal development, English Sounds brings value-packed content just for you. Subscribe now and don't miss our upcoming episodes like...
Ever feel like you're right there, just on the edge of hitting your potential? Like those big goals are always kind of just out of reach.
Yeah, that feeling's pretty common.
Well, today we're doing a deep dive into something that's key, but maybe a bit underrated. Self-discipline.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We've been digging into a really insightful discussion featuring author and performance coach Jordan Lane. He was on the Unlocking Potential podcast.
Right.
And our mission today really is to unpack what self-discipline actually is, how it fuels success, and importantly, give you some things you can actually use.
Okay, so when most people think self-discipline, they picture someone saying no constantly, right? Like, no fun allowed.
The deprivation model.
Yeah. But Lane sort of flips that on its head, doesn't he?
He really does. It's quite refreshing. He talks about self-discipline as alignment. It's less about denial and more about consciously picking your long-term aims over that instant feel-good thing.
Alignment. Okay, so connecting what you do with what you really want deep down.
Precisely. Lane stressed connecting your why, your core reason to your values. When you do that, the discipline doesn't feel like this horrible chore. It's more like, well, acting in line with who you are.
So it's that deliberate choice. That's the bridge between just dreaming about stuff and actually, achieving it.
That's the idea. It's what keeps you going.
Yeah, because we all know that initial burst of motivation, right? It feels great, but it fades.
Oh, absolutely. It always does.
So this is about the consistency after the excitement wears off.
That's the core of it.
Yeah.
Sustained effort, daily commitment. That's what gets the big things done. Think about, writing a book.
Right. Not just one flash of inspiration.
No way. Sitting down day after day, putting in the work. Same for building a business or even just forming a solid, healthy habit. It's that steady push.
And it was interesting hearing Lane talk about his own journey with this. Even a performance coach had to consciously build this skill.
He mentioned procrastination, realizing his comfort zone was actually holding him back from his own dreams, that conflict.
So how did he tackle that? Just wake up one day, super disciplined?
No, not quite. He really emphasized starting small, incremental steps. Things like setting the alarm just a bit early.
Okay, manageable.
Yeah, or creating focused work blocks by minimizing distractions, setting clear, achievable deadlines for himself. It wasn't this massive overnight transformation. It was gradual, building momentum.
Okay, so for you listening, maybe you feel a bit overwhelmed by this whole idea.
Yeah.
As what's like the very first step, a tangible starting point.
According to Lane, it really boils down to identifying a strong why. What's the real reason behind your goal?
The deep motivation.
Exactly. When that why genuinely hits home for you, the disciplined actions start to feel less like pulling teeth and more like, well, just the next logical step towards something that really matters to you.
And then there's this concept you mentioned, tiny wins. I like that. Making and crucially keeping really small promises to yourself each day.
Yes, that's so powerful. It could be super simple, finally tackling that one small task you've been putting off.
Or just going for that short walk you promised yourself.
Right. And the thing about these tiny wins is how they add up. Each little promise you keep builds this sense of, hey, I can do this. It starts to shift how you see yourself.
You start identifying as someone who follows through.
You got it. And that repeated behavior, those consistent actions that self-discipline enables, that's what builds long-term success.
Lane made a great point. Success rarely comes from these huge one-off efforts.
It's more about the habits.
It's the sum of those consistent habits which eventually just become part of your identity, who you are.
So wrapping this up, the main takeaway isn't that self-discipline is about locking yourself down or restricting yourself.
Not at all. It's actually about gaining freedom. Freedom to focus your energy intentionally, to channel your efforts where they count. It helps you achieve what truly matters to you.
So maybe the thought to leave you with today is, what's your why? What are you genuinely aiming for? And building on that, what's the first tiny win, that one small promise you can make and keep today to start moving in that direction? Yeah, what's that first step going to be?